place. Da-na-na-na, Mac and Perry,
go live to create.
Da-na-na-na, Mac and Perry, invite you to stay.
Welcome to TELUS STORYHIVE On Location in Fort McMurray here at the King Street Theatre. I'm Michael. I make short films and podcasts about environmental sustainability. And this is my co-host,
Daniel J. Perryman, local theatre and filmmaker based in Lethbridge, Alberta. And this is...
Hanna Fridhed. I'm the production manager with the theatre company Swamp Rat Experience.
Great. Yeah, thanks so much for joining us, Hannah. We're excited to learn about your artistic practice, maybe about the theatre, have a good chat. Our first segment is kind of, we call the icebreakers. And with that, it's not necessarily about your artistic practice, but it could be about you as a person. And we're just going to play some get-to-know-you games. And the first one is trivia. How are you at trivia?
Whew, it depends on the trivia.
Yeah?
Some trivia absolutely amazing. If I'm not interested in it, probably not so much.
What trivia are you great at?
Certain fandoms.
Okay.
I'm quite well versed in. Random pop culture lore.
Okay.
Fort McMurray history at this point.
Well, okay, that might be applicable. We have some Fort McMurray questions, yes.
A more European leaning knowledge in general.
Fair. Well, there's none of that in these
And the
questions.
first 10 seasons of Simpsons.
The first 10 seasons?
Yes.
Okay.
And that's all there is of Simpsons.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Yes. Well, we also don't have any of that, but we do have some Fort McMurray trivia. I will ask the first question. I was looking into Fort McMurray, and I found that there was a census from 2025. I found some fun information from the census. And so for the first time in 2025, the municipal census collected information on household pets. I didn't know that. So with a population of just over 100,000 people in Fort McMurray, like how many pets do you think were reported across the municipality? I round to the nearest 1,000. Is it A, 10,000 pets out of 100,000? Is it B, 18,000? Is it C, 24,000 pets? Or is it D, 51,000 pets?
I'm going to say C, 24,000 pets.
Yeah, that's a pretty good answer. It's actually apparently 18,395, which I thought was kind of low.
Interesting.
But follow-up note to that, there were 11,000 dogs, 6,000 cats, 200 rodents, and 18 horses as people's pets.
Yep, I do know a couple of those horses.
A couple of horses?
Yep.
Horse pets?
Any
Yeah.
ferrets? Would they go
There
on
probably
the
was.
rodents?
That wasn't the whole list, but I thought those are a few interesting ones. So a few more dogs than cats.
I
Yeah,
know, people are weird.
people are weird. Yeah. They're all their horse pets. We've also, actually, I'm going to throw over to Daniel to do his trivia. He's got a Fort McMurray trivia question for you, Hannah.
Ooh.
All right, Hannah, my Fort McMurray trivia for you is as follows. Fort McMurray is named after which of the following public figures? Was it A, Edward James McMurray, B, William McMurray, C, John McMurray, or D, Margaret McMurray?
See, now I just have to eat my own words, don't I? I'm like, I'm pretty versed in Fort McMurray. Gee, I didn't actually know there was a McMurray person. I'm gonna go with C.
C is a solid bet. Unfortunately, it's B, William McMurray. I didn't know there were so many McMurray people either.
Good old Bill.
Right?
There you go. Back to you, Michael.
Great. All right, so now, just to even the score, we've got some other trivia that of Daniel and myself that you're going to be reading. And so you can read the question for me about Daniel. It's like the smaller piece of paper.
All right.
And let's see how well I know Daniel. We're going to find out.
Well, are you ready for this?
I am ready.
Are
This
you
is a
ready for
theater
this?
question. Good.
Dun, dun, dun. Well, I fell in love with theater after being cast in A Christmas Carol. Which production was Daniel cast in that made him fall in love with theater? Was it A, A Comedy of Errors? Was it B, A Midsummer's Night's Dream? Was it C, Twelfth Night? Or D, Romeo and Juliet?
Okay. Well, I don't remember him talking about ever falling in love with the theater. Shoot. 12th Night.
Ooh, it's a solid guess, but my friend, it is incorrect. The answer is B, A Midsummer Night's Dream.
Midsummer Night's Dream. That would be my second guess. Good stuff. All right. Now to even the score again, we have now a trivia question about me for Daniel. Have at it, Hannah. Let's see what I said.
You ready?
I'm ready.
Ooh. Well, my artistic practice revolves around theater. Michael has seen a few theater productions in his time, but what is one style of theater he has never seen? Is it A, carpet? Is it B, opera? Is it C, kabuki? Or D, musical?
Ooh. I feel like it's either B or C. Kabuki. I feel like you might have seen some opera when you went traveling a little bit.
Can't say.
Kabuki. Oh my gosh, it's a toss-up between those two, I think. So I'm just gonna go with C, kabuki.
The first correct answer of the evening.
You got it.
That wasn't a guess at all.
No.
Nice. Good stuff. All right, we're learning about each other. All right. So the next game we have is called This or That. And with that, we have this hat. And it has just simple things. Do you like coffee? Do you like tea, cats, or dogs? And we'll all go around and learn about each other. It'll
I like
be fun.
it.
Yeah. I'll have you pick the first one, and I will answer to start.
All right. This is a heavier than expected hat. Is this a magician's hat?
Yes. I killed a magician to take those.
It's very Frosty the Snowman.
Yeah, right?
All right. Let's see. Camp or glamp?
Camp or glamp? Classic this or that question. Definitely camping. I do love to get out to the mountains. We live about an hour or so from the Rocky Mountains. And yeah, always, as much as we can, getting out there camping, hiking, backcountry camping.
Well, that's good. You kind of need to live up to your plate and your beard and
Right?
everything.
Yeah, my lumberjack persona.
Right.
So yeah, I guess if someone's like this one time, we had a place that was like a hotel, but it was actually just like in a campground. It was like glamping. It was like, it's okay.
Was it one of those domes or an
And,
actual like building?
Yeah, like a building.
I
but-
think those are called cabins.
It wasn't quite a cabin. It had a bunch of different stuff, but it was okay, but I would rather be in a tent and camping. Yeah. How about you?
Interesting. Probably some ancestor of mine is going to roll around in their grave, but I would say glamping.
Yeah, sure.
I've backpacked a lot, and I've slept on streets and on boats and in tree houses and all kinds of various things. But as I grow older and the old bones grow weary, I find myself really enjoying a nice bed and a shower and all the amenities.
Yeah, fair. There are no wrong answers. We're just learning about each
That's
other.
fair, that's
yeah,
fair.
I'll throw it back to Daniel. Camp or glamp, Daniel?
Yeah, I think I've got a couple more years of camping in me. I say that optimistically. Otherwise, I would fall into the same boat of glamping. It's a safe bet. But I think I got a few more years in me. I got to prove that to myself and just go out and do it, though, I guess. So,
Right?
back to you.
All right, I will pick one from the hat.
Ooh,
All right, Hannah. Analog or digital?
analog.
Yeah.
Yeah. I quite enjoy the little ticking sound.
But analog anything. It doesn't have to be even a clock, or it can be just analog.
I guess I just immediately thought clock.
That's fair.
Yeah. But no, I do enjoy the analog. I do enjoy a thing. Digital is very practical and handy and nice, but if I can't see it, does it exist? Mostly no, because I forget that it does.
Doesn't exist. This
What
doesn't
about
exist
you?
because it's all digital.
Right?
Yeah, I think I would agree. As useful as digital can be, sometimes I just like to have a physical thing.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's about the reliability. Back to the hiking and camping thing. One point I took like a backcountry navigation course.
Oh.
And we had like map and compass training. And it was so cool to like have your map and then be like, there's the mountain, and then try to find your way around and not have to rely on a signal or batteries.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. So yeah, I think sometimes analog is great.
Pretty great. You see, I'm a inherently lost person. I'm not entirely sure what it's about, but I do get lost. I have, in fact, gotten lost in Australia, in Perth. I got lost on a one-way walking path.
Okay.
I walked the wrong way.
Oh boy.
But the one city that this didn't happen, you see, my father was the complete opposite. He could find his way anywhere, having never been. Here's one of those people where we went somewhere that he's never been, and people would go up to him and ask, so where's this thing? And he's just, oh, it's over there. Him and I went to Venice recently, 15 years ago. And my dad got lost instantly. Could not figure out up or down, back or forth. And for some reason, I knew exactly where we were at all times. This city made no sense to anyone, so I knew exactly where I was. Of course, you just go through this alleyway, up these rickety stairs, down this random river path, and then you go up, and then you're on the piazza. Ta-da!
There we go.
It made sense.
Oh, interesting. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Huh.
What's
Cool.
logic for someone is not for someone else.
Here we go. Yeah. We'll throw it over to Daniel. Analog or digital? That was the question.
I think I would say digital. The convenience of it and the speed of it. That would be my answer.
He says surrounded by cameras and equipment.
That's digital.
Yes.
Yeah. Nice. Good stuff. I think that's enough of this or that. Let's move on to our Tumbling Towers game. This is the most fun one.
Feels like a competition.
It is, kind of. A friendly competition, I guess. Yeah, so
friendly.
have you played the Tumbling Towers game beforehand?
Jenga, yes.
Yes.
Sorry,
Goes by that
tumbling
name.
towers.
Yeah, like generally we don't pick from the top three, and you can poke around, find a loose one. But they're all connected to a open-ended question that we ask each other and get answers, and it's very fun. I guess I just picked the last one, so you can go first. Pick the first block, put it on top. Let's see what number we get.
There we go.
Put it in the bottom. Good stuff. Oh, 54. If the past you could see the present you, what would they say?
Oh my God, you got old.
Yeah.
Why are we going to bed at 9:30? Because it's the best.
Right.
Also, you're alive?
That's what they would say? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of those three or all three at once.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. What would the past me say to the present me? You're doing all right. You're doing great.
Nice.
Yeah. I think the past me would like the present me. Like to think.
Depending on how far you go back
Yeah,
to.
that's the thing. It's very open, right? So
Right?
maybe, like beard looks great. Or, what do you think? What were you thinking?
It is a very nice beard.
Thank you. But we'll throw it over to Daniel. If the past you could see the present you, what would they say?
I think I'm quite taken by that idea of like making your younger self proud and like being that version of yourself that the younger you would love. And I think my younger self would love me right now doing things like this that are creative and engaging, hopefully, and just trying to bring that joy and presence into the world. So I think the younger me would be like, oh my God. Well, that's what I hope, at least. But
You know what they say? You become the adult you needed as a child, hopefully.
Hopefully. Yeah.
Or you become the adult you had in your life as a child, and that's
Good or bad?
Well, also an open-ended
Right.
statement.
Yeah. Nice. All right. I think I will pick. Oh, geez, I'll pick one. I'll topple it over.
It's wobbling
Right.
already. Ah.
All right. 36. 36. There's 36. When was the last time you helped someone? Could be any sort of help.
Oh,
I can go first if you would like to think about it some more. The last time I helped someone, I've got a neighbor. We've got a pretty, like some people I know in the neighborhood. He has quite a few parrots, and he also helps people. And like one of the neighbors, one of their animals needed chicken food. It's one of the birds. And so he's like, because I have cats. He's like, do you have like some wet chicken food? I'm like, sure. Here you go, Brian. Whatever you need, man. And he seemed to appreciate that. A little bit of
Nice.
wet chicken food for a friend of his. Do you need more time?
no, I think I'm good. Well, in my day job, it's kind of what I'm supposed to do. I help people every day. Yesterday, I assembled a mounted TV rack for our new little meeting room.
There's the muscles.
Yeah, and I'm a mom, so that's kind of part of the job description there too. It's you help.
Every day helping.
Yeah,
Fair.
it's quite nice.
Nice. Good. I'll throw it over to Daniel. Let's see the last time that he helped someone.
Sure, yeah. I helped my partner very recently just declutter and organize their household. And it was very cathartic for both of us. I just love doing that. And so, yeah, it was probably the last main thing, biggest thing that I did to help somebody. So,
Nice.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Great. All right. I think we're running short on our time a little bit, but we're going to do one more because they're so fun. Let's do one more, Hannah.
One more.
And we have new questions. That's why I want to do more of these.
Oh, there we go. Number 26.
26.
Yeah.
What's one thing you can't live without? yeah. Tell us
would be
about this thing.
difficult. Oh.
We might as well address what this thing is.
The unicorn in the room, as they say. This is my emotional support puppet. The neurodivergency is strong in this one, and this helps from being too much over the place and also scratching my face off, which I did for many years.
Oh.
Turns out that was a neurological thing that I didn't realize. So this helps, and it keeps the fidgeting and the constant moving at bay. It's a lot of energy. It's a lot of energy, and this helps a lot. So this is actually only about 6 weeks old, and yes, these aren't meant to be there. It's just I pop it so much that they fall out.
Yeah.
Yes.
Great. Yeah. Well, that's good that you can use that. That's helpful. Nice. What's something I can't live without? Well, back to the analog versus digital. I always wear a wristwatch, have forever, and yeah, I always feel like kind of like naked without it if I don't, if I leave it on the dresser or something. And I know I have a phone that tells the time. I never look at that, and so I just find that I just can't live without a wristwatch, just because I am so used to it, and it's just real handy to look at the time.
It's true.
That's what I like.
Very
I'll
nice.
throw it over to Daniel for our last answer. What can't you live without?
I think I would say, I mean, unless this is a cop-out, but like I would say like theater and storytelling, and just the thing that I'm trying to pursue in life, which is a bit abstract or whatever, but yeah, I just think it's like an innate human thing to do, and that everybody has a story to tell, and that, yeah, that's something I couldn't live without. Either taking in people's stories or trying to share my own. Yeah.
So I feel it's strategic to let Daniel answer last for each of the questions.
Yeah, that wasn't intentional at all. I guess I got to throw it to you first. Nice, good stuff.
Oh no, then it would have been way too hard to come up with something good.
Right. All right, good. Well, I guess that's our icebreaker segment. Yeah, thanks so much for playing along. It's been really fun. This has been TELUS STORYHIVE on location in Fort McMurray at the King Street Theatre. I'm Michael Bartz. I make short films and podcasts about environmental sustainability. And this is my co-host,
Daniel J. Perryman, local theater and filmmaker based in Lethbridge, Alberta, and this is
Hanna Fridhed, and I'm the production manager for Swamp Rat Experience, a theater company here in Fort McMurray with Buffalo.
Great. All right. We will be right back. Welcome to TELUS STORYHIVE on location in Fort McMurray here at the King Street Theatre. I'm Michael Bartz. I make short films and podcasts about environmental sustainability. And this is my co-host,
Daniel J. Perryman, local theatre and filmmaker based in Lethbridge, Alberta. And this is...
Hanna Fridhed, production manager for Swamp Rat Experience, a theatre company here in Fort McMurray with Buffalo.
Great. All right. Yeah, well, I enjoyed our first segment, our icebreaker segment, playing some games, getting to know you.
Yeah.
It was good. Yeah, but this segment we call kind of the interview. And with that, we're really curious about like artists' creative journeys, kind of, yeah, where you started, the process, the growth, some milestones. Yeah, we'd just like to learn about that and discover you as an artist. So, yeah, I think if you like, you can maybe, if you can, like describe generally like your creative practice. How do you identify as an artist?
Ooh, used to be a little reluctantly,
Okay.
but so I'm a theater performing artist. Don't have any formal education in it whatsoever. It wasn't part of my life growing up. I was a soccer player. Actually, I was sports in every way, shape, and form. It was soccer, basketball. I'm not sure what you would call it in English. Innebandy, which is like indoor hockey, but not hockey, and it's got the wiffle ball with the holes in it.
Oh, I don't know.
No,
Street
it's
hockey,
very fun.
kind of, yeah.
It's a very fun game.
Yeah.
Swimming, shooting. If it was a sport, if it had a ball, I was probably playing it.
Mm-hmm.
But it wasn't until I moved here that I got involved in theater.
Okay.
So it's been a wild journey of even calling myself a theater artist, but at this point it's been over a decade, so I think we're there. Whether I'm a good theater artist, let's leave that outside, but a very happily practicing one.
There we go. Yeah. Well, yeah, that's great. Yeah, and I mean, everyone has their own journey, and there's never one path. So, yeah, that's great that you found that confidence to call yourself a theater artist. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, you played sports growing up, and you said that like theater wasn't really a part of your life. But I guess if you could maybe pick a moment, like when do you think your creative journey kind of started?
So, I moved to Fort McMurray about 13 years ago now. And I didn't have a visa. I'm from Sweden originally, and I moved right here. I didn't have a visa, so I couldn't get a job. I had a really hard time kind of finding my place here. I'm quite a social person, very outgoing, but I just couldn't seem to find where I belonged, where I could just relax and have fun and meet people. Tried a number of things. I volunteered. I was part of different, like, I photographed for a magazine. I'm not a photographer, but it was a way to try and get out to meet people. And I started meeting people, but nothing really ever clicked. So I lived here for a year, and then I told myself, okay, I'm gonna give this town one last shot. I've seen that they have a theater, piano theater. I'm gonna go down and usher. I didn't even know what an usher was, but I'll go. And it was the preview night of their production of Les Miserables. I was in love. I was sitting there on my little stool, just enmeshed. I did not do any of my ushering duties that night whatsoever. And in the intermission, I go outside and I meet someone who's now a dear friend of mine and director of the theater at the time, Alan Roberts. And he asked me, it's your first venture into the theater. Like, what do you think? Oh, I'm so mad. Okay. Well, I mean, this is obviously what I want to do. I don't know how or why, but this is what I want to do. And you bring in professional actors to do this. I can't do it because I'm not professional. So, he's like, no, this is all community actors, teachers, work on site, electricians. No one here is a professional actor. So I could do this. You're saying I can do this. So a couple of months later, I auditioned for A Christmas Carol. Somehow I get cast as Belle. And it changed everything. It was pretty much that moment of, well, okay, I guess this is my life now. Watch out, here I come. Hello. And since then, it's been a huge part of my life and a big reason why I ended up staying here.
That's lovely. Yeah, thank you for sharing that story. And yeah, I guess if you can remember, like, what was that like to be in your first production, The Christmas Carol, not being a trained actor? Yeah, what was that experience like?
Amazing and terrifying. It was the first time in a very long time I was reminded of just the freedom of play. The older you get, the more professional, like the more you kind of get solidified in yourself, the less we play. And I find when we do play, we play with intention. We play because we want to achieve a goal and discover it. We never just play. And the director we had for this particular production was probably the best director I could have worked with. That's the first time, artiste, Jacqueline Russell. And she is a clown, a professional clown, and embraces this playing, of having fun, of exploring, of just finding movement. And it was really liberating and very connecting with the people around me. Some of the people I met, including one of my very best friends here in Fort McMurray, Jenny Price. She's the artistic director now for Swamp Rat. And we met in this show. She was the ghost of Christmas Present. And Zach Barrett too was also in. It was a very pivotal moment for me. And then it was terrifying. There is a picture of me walking onto stage for the first time and realizing that there's an audience. And the entire first scene is just me in this beautiful yellow dress with my mug of ale. It's the party scene, it's Fezziwigs. And I'm just, for the entire thing, you can actually see my mug being held at an angle downwards, and my head just, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And I'm just kind of saying my lines into my armpit. And then I did it again. And then I did it again. And then I did it again, and I never wanted to stop doing it. And I kind of didn't.
Lovely, yeah, that's great.
I've learned to find my light now.
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah, so you're doing it again and again. I guess, like, if you can think through that journey, like, what was kind of the next kind of milestone in your artistic journey, you can remember?
Oof. I started dabbling in other things in theater pretty quickly. Like, I started acting, and then I was offered the role of director for the one-act play festival up here. So I took that on and started organizing those festivals back in 2015. And I got more and more involved in shows at Keanu. I was doing at least 2 or 3 shows a year usually. Doing this one-act festival, I got involved in a company called Theater Just Because and dinner theaters. And then after the wildfire, the founders of that theater company moved away. So me and a couple of my friends started running it instead. And then I started becoming involved in administration and marketing and graphic design and directing. I directed a couple small shows, a couple one-acts, and then I figured, yeah, I've directed a couple 10-minute shows. Why shouldn't I direct Evil Dead the musical and produce it? It was amazing. It was amazing. And then the world shut down because there was a virus going on or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess, like, what was that like? We can talk about the Evil Dead directing. Yeah, you've done some shorter pieces, this big piece. Yeah, what was that like to direct that show?
Oh, amazing. I learned a lot, but it was incredible. It was such a great cast. It was a beautiful team that I was working with. Most of us had no idea what we're doing. A little bit of backstory. We don't have any post-secondary arts education in Fort McMurray. The last program closed around COVID, and that was in visual arts, but the performing arts program closed over a decade ago now. So we see a lot of artists that grow up here and are very talented, and then they move away because there's nothing here for them to pursue anymore. So a lot of us that are artists, managers, administrators in Fort McMurray now, we don't actually have the schooling, the training. We haven't gone and been assistant, anything before. It's, well, if you're gonna do it, you have to take on that role yourself. So many of us are just figuring it out as we go and learning together. And I think there is an openness to an extent with that, knowing that, okay, we're all just trying to figure this out. Because when you do a show at Keanu Theatre, it's a huge privilege as a community actor. For one thing, the facility is stunning. It's gorgeous. It's state-of-the-art, beautiful, full flies. It's just beautiful. And when you do a show there, it's a full production. It's professional directors, stage managers, designers, not so much designers now because they've had to do some remodeling with the college. But it's working with professionals, so you learn a lot just from watching. But it's a big difference between watching and doing. But it was a super fun process, and I love that show. I love things that are campy and kitschy and a bit outrageous, and yeah, that show is right up my alley. I had a lot of fun. It's one of my favorite shows, and if I could direct a show again, that's probably the one I'd look at.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, good. I'm glad that was a positive experience.
Oh my goodness, we had so much blood everywhere. We had a splash zone.
Sure.
And we had a stage hand who was part of the show in the sense that he actually had a fire extinguisher with fake blood that he got to rush out with, and it's beautiful.
Nice, yeah. There was that splash zone with that show. Nice. And yeah, I guess moving along, it's like the one question I'm asking you tonight is what came next in your
What happened next?
artistic journey? Yeah.
So even before COVID hit, I knew I wanted to step back a little bit from theater just because I was just getting pretty burnt out and tired, and I wanted to have a bit of a shift. So the thing I learned from that process after I stepped down and handed it over to the new team, so it was during COVID. I was directing a show called Purge on the main stage theater. It was the first time I directed a main stage show. And this was during the time in COVID where it went from, like, we started rehearsals virtually because we couldn't be in the same room. And then the next week we could meet, but outside. And then the next week we could meet a little closer. And by the time we were actually on stage during Q to Q, there were no restrictions left. So we reblocked this thing like once a week fully, because we had all these dreamy segments where, you know, they were touching but not touching. And I was also 9 months pregnant. Yes, and it was a heat wave, and there was a lot of things going on. So once we actually closed that show the day before I gave birth. So we did have someone, when I did the curtain speech, I did have the stage manager on the side with a mop, just in case, because if my water was going to break anywhere, it would be on the main stage at Keanu Theatre.
Of course.
But he waited at least a day. Thank you. And while I was on mat leave and didn't have the theatre anymore, I wasn't working. It was a lot to try to recover. But I'm not good at not having projects and things on the go. So I figured, you know, while I'm at home on mat leave, why don't I first enroll in school and take a management certificate course in arts and culture out of UMB, and I'll start a new theater company. I'll start a new nonprofit. Why not? It's great.
Why not?
In my defense, it was only supposed to be this little itty-bitty thing, a silly little thing for me and my partner. He's an actor too. Phenomenal actor, by the way. By far the superior actor between the two of us. Gushing. But we were just going to do little funny one-acts together, write our own shows. So that's why it's a silly little name with a silly little logo, because we were just going to have fun. And then I sneezed, and all of a sudden we were doing Rent, the musical, on the main stage. My eye's twitching a little bit now.
Yeah, so Swamp Rat experience, Swamp Rat Theater.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you started that,
Yeah.
small little thing, you know, you had that break and you were bored. But yeah, I guess what was that like once you actually like started it? What did that feel like for you?
It was kind of like running downhill, where, you know, you're running a little bit too fast to actually keep up, but you can't really stop, and it's exhilarating and terrifying all at the same go. And you're not really sure where you're going, but your momentum is just incredible. So you'll just keep going until you smack into something. The into something you smack is usually burnout, which, you know, there's been a few of those. But it's grown so way beyond what I ever imagined when we first dreamed of it. Swamp Rat Experience was, the reason it's called Experience is not theater, is because performing arts and the arts and expressing yourself as storytelling is so much bigger than theater, and we wanted it to be able to be bigger than what we would think of as theater. It might still be theater, but putting it in a different location, doing it in a different format, imagining what it could be like without certain parameters to it, which is why we went with Experience instead of theater. Our official name is Swamp Rat Theater Fellowship, and I chose fellowship not because I didn't realize that was usually connected to like religious institutions. Quick guess why I chose fellowship.
Because Daniel's making some hand signals here. Like
He
I should
knows,
know.
he knows.
Oh, is this one of those Lord of the Rings things?
Yes,
Oh, I got
thank
it.
you.
Lord of the Rings. Oof, that was close.
You almost got evicted.
I almost said Star Wars. All right.
Oh, whew. I mean,
So Lord of the Rings. Okay.
yes.
Fellowship of the Rat Experience.
You know, I'll take it.
Yeah, yeah.
I'll take it. That's actually a beautiful name.
Okay, yeah. That's great, yeah. And so like, yeah, so like you kind of had those ideas initially that you wanted to make it more experiential, more different things. So that, did you kind of like sit down, because it was just you who started it?
Me and Senan is his name,
Okay, your
my
partner. Yeah,
partner.
yeah,
We
yeah.
kind of co-started, we're co-founders of
yeah.
it. But he is more of the actor side of things, and I'm one of those people where when I have an idea or we're talking about something and the excitement hits, I start doing it, which is also why I'm now the production manager, not the artistic director, which is also why we've done so much in the past 5 years, because if someone brings a cool idea to me or I think of an idea, I just go forth and do it. It usually happens as the conversation is happening, it's being posted or submitted or applied to, and whoops, there we went. And then I realized, oh, I actually have to do it. But when do I sleep? I don't. I don't.
Okay.
So, yeah, and then it pretty quickly evolved into something else. Like we started with fun things. A lot of the things we've done was people coming to me saying, I have this idea. And you're known for the person to make ideas happen, which was the case of Rent. Jenny and Zach brought that to me and said, we want to do Rent. Can you do Rent? And I said, sure. And we did Rent. And we did a murder mystery, fancy wine pairing dinner theater at one of the restaurants in town. Also because they reached out and said, could we do something fun? Sure, we'll figure it out. So that's how most of the things have come to be. People have come to me and asked for things like theater club, the summer camps. Someone reached out and said, can we do this? Sure. The improv group we had also, someone came to me. So a lot of it is, there's this, just because we don't have the education doesn't mean there's not the desire to create. That's so innate in all of us. We want to create, and we want to find venues and spaces to create, which is why we're sitting in King Street. This place almost wasn't anymore. And it's just sheer dumb luck that we ended up being in here. We have very few, depressingly few, performing art spaces in this region. Hoping that will change soon, but it's been difficult for many years, especially when you're trying to do productions and you don't have a home. As theater artists, you can recognize with rehearsals, storage, props, you might have noticed we don't have dressing rooms here. We have no storage, really. We have no lobby area, box office, and we're figuring everything out as we go. But something that has been very evident is we need performing arts spaces. And I knew this space was here, but it wasn't being used for many years. So I reached out to the principal at the time and said, can we rent it? You know, we just need a space we can perform in, rehearsing, whatever. Can we just rent it? And he said, well, do you want it? Like, we'll still own it, but you can run your programs in there. It'll be a partnership between the two where you can program it, we'll use it during the daytime and whenever we need it, so to speak. And Swamp Rat will help kind of refurbish it, see what needs to be done, like bring in people to look at the equipment and what's here, what's not here, what do we need, etc., and how can we make this happen. So they've been great to work with. But yeah, that was another just almost accident. I did not anticipate this to happen and like actually have a space, but it's been fantastic. So it's kind of working yourself into a role, because it's thanks to having done this as a volunteer now for so many years that I'm all of a sudden able to help bring a space to this, like this, to life. I digress. I'm very sorry.
No,
I'm
that's
not
great.
sorry at all.
No, that's awesome. Yeah, it seems like it really fills a need. Like you said, there isn't a professional school here. If people need to be creative, they need to create, and people coming to you and realizing you have Swamp Rat, and it seems like you're really filling a need here in this community.
Yeah, it is. And the only downside with this space is we're not allowed to rent it to others.
Oh.
Because that would be a venue, or revenue stream, so we can partner with others and we can do our own programs and whatnot here, but we can't rent it. So there's a lot of groups that are looking for space all the time. So there is definitely a big gap in the community right now. Got some fun stuff happening with that though, like Arts Council is building Arts Inc. With the municipality and the old cinema downtown. So that project is happening. They're going to have a small performing art space in there, but not something that will cover the need at this time. It'll still be a super cool building.
What sort of stuff are they doing there, do you know?
There's going to be a lot of visual art studios. There are going to be maker spaces, markets, music studios. Not sure about a recording studio, but there will be an Indigenous learning circle. There will be a small theater space seating about 35 with a small backstage area and such. There's a whole bunch of cool stuff. And a teaching kitchen. Yes. And my professional work, my work, just moved to the building right next door. So I'm very excited for when that opens. And just scuttle down on my lunch break and partake some art and then scuttle back.
How convenient.
Right?
Yeah, that's great, And so I think, are we all cut up now as far as like on the journey, as far as where Swamp Rat is at? I don't know if, was there anything else you wanted to talk about?
No, I
Swamp
think
Rat?
we're pretty up to date. I stepped down as artistic director last summer.
Okay.
Jenny took over, which was great. And I'm just slowly, because it's grown way beyond me or mine. There's so many people that are invested in it and bring joy to it and from it, that it's not just connected to me anymore. It shouldn't be and it can't be. So for me to step back a little bit is the right choice and have the next wave come in and take over and carry it forward. It took a little bit of practice not being the person to deciding anymore and being told no. Oh no. But it's for the best, and it's definitely been a positive direction for the company overall.
It's kind of difficult for you to kind of let go of that, of your thing a little bit.
Yes and no. It was also a big relief.
You can sleep now, maybe.
No, but it's been good to kind of refocus a bit and trying to regain some of the joy with it. Like the burnout has been very real. Kind of forgotten the play. Has gotten lost, and I'm trying to recapture that, and I realize I have to do less on the back end to be able to do more of the thing, and maybe other things bring me joy now and not the stage so much. So we'll see where that takes me.
That's exciting, Do you think maybe, like, I don't know how much in this journey you've been on the stage? It sounds like you've been very busy on the other side of things. Did you maybe get on the stage again and be in a show?
I just got off stage.
Okay.
The last show we did was Boston Marriage, which was sponsored by Keanu Theater. So it was on the main stage, a 3-person show, and I'd never done a show like this before. It was David Mamet. Boy, he likes talking.
Words.
Yeah, words.
Yeah.
So many words. Half of the words, I had no idea what I was saying. I had to like sit there with the thesaurus and just, what on earth am I saying? And didn't stop talking for 2.5 hours. And I've done a lot of farces, I've done musicals, odd drama here and there, mostly farces. I'm almost always in pink lingerie. I don't know why, but I'm always kind of ditzy. It's very strange. I mean, I'm so smart, you guys. Like, oh my God. Oh. Can't help it, I look fabulous in pink. Every day's a Wednesday.
Yeah.
But no, so that was something I went into as only an actor. I was we agreed on that, everybody from the get-go, that if I'm to act in this, I can't produce, I can't do marketing, can't do none of the things I usually do, because it was so much to learn, and it only being a three-hander, I was called every rehearsal. And even when you weren't called, you had 2.5 hours of complicated lines to learn. So that was kind of my foray into how does it feel to just act. It was fun. It was fun, mostly.
Mostly, yeah. Okay.
I think I need a little bit of a break.
Yeah, a little break, and that's fair. Yeah, that'd be a very demanding show, I'm sure.
It was. It was really challenging in a good way to find a different sort of comedy. And especially working with my fellow actors in that one was like, are you familiar with the show Good Omens?
No, I don't know that one.
Ah, it's Michael Sheen and David Tennant. Okay. They play two angels, demons, whatnot. And it was very much that vibe where my co-actor Janessa is more David Tennant, that comes across a little more stern, a little more serious. And I'm the blonde, the fluffy side character that's just really happy. And that kind of was our dynamic in the play too. And then we had Brandon, who played our maid, and they're just fabulous as a human being. Like, they're that ray of sunshine that walks in and everything feels a little better. And it was very much that vibe. So that was really fun.
Sounds like it, yeah.
I digress again.
Yeah, and so you're taking a little bit of break maybe? Because that was kind of another thing I was thinking of. Well, we joke about, when are you going to sleep? But, you are, you're the executive director of the Big Brothers Big Sisters, right?
Yeah.
So that seems like a very demanding job by itself. And the idea of running a theater company as well. Yeah, like how do you, I would hate to use the word balance, but how do you fit that all into your day?
To toot my own horn a little bit, I'm quite good at what I do.
Fair, yeah.
And I'm one of those people that get a lot done quite quickly. I do get hung up sometimes when it's not absolutely super perfect, when a spreadsheet is not fully aligned. Or I can sit with a design for 14 hours when it's just the pixel, but the pixel's not right. So I've had to become familiar with and comfortable with good enough. If it's good enough, and my mantra has been, first you make it exist, then you can make it good. And it doesn't always have to be on you. And if people really want it, they will help you make it happen. So it's been very demanding, and I have hit a few times the point of burnout, and just I've had things planned for seasons and I've had to cancel because I just couldn't. There was nothing left. And a good indicator for me when it's, okay, you need to take a break now, you need to stop for a second, is when I can't design, like graphic design things anymore. If I'm struggling really hard with design, it's usually because something is off with my connection to the project. And something I've learned, that if I'm sitting there and I'm working, it's just not, that's usually what's going on.
Oh, it's good that you have that awareness of your limits. And
it has come the hard way.
Yeah, it must be difficult to have a show be canceled. Yeah, interesting, yeah. Well, yeah, we are kind of wrapping up our time here with the interview. I guess kind of a last question we sometimes throw in there is, how has theater, let's say, like how has that kind of influenced your everyday life?
Well, it's changed me as a person completely, how I view life and how we all fit into life. I used to be quite like, again, soccer. I'm Swedish too, so please don't stand too close waiting for the bus. And kind of moving more into acceptance of things and fluidity of things. I remember there's a theater artist here in town that once said that we're all connected energetically, and all the people you meet are mirrors of yourself, not in the sense that you're the only person in the world, but what you see in others is usually the thing you see mirrored back from yourself. And that theory to me has kind of expanded further. And you know how you're in a play or you're creating art together, and all of a sudden you feel this connection. You feel when someone is not there connected with you, and you feel when that moment happens, when you lock in and all of a sudden, oh, okay, and how that can happen in other parts of life. And I think it's because our consciousness, like all of us is just part of one big ocean, and our individual consciousness is just like when you drop a pebble into a puddle and you have that one drop that goes up and then it goes down. I think that's just our individual lives. So we're all just part of this ocean, but individual drops for a moment before we go back. Yes. So I would say theater, performing arts, playing has allowed me to just be more open and see solutions in a way, and also accepting that there's so much people offer that are outside of the box. If you can just look past an executive director walking into a meeting with a unicorn, because that's what they need to be there and fully be present, then let them. If someone needs to sit on the floor, then what's the harm? Let people be who they are, and even to show up unapologetically as yourself, as someone who's given a platform or carved out a platform, not just a platform for yourself, but to create a platform for others that don't have one. And to step into those roles as someone who is a little different, carry themselves differently, speak in a way that might not be usual. There's always that one kid who's sitting in the audience and realizing that even though I'm different and weird and odd, I have something very valuable to offer. And it's okay to step onto that stage as me and not who others think I should.
Lovely, yeah. Well, that's great. That's a lovely sentiment to end off on. So thank you so much for the conversation, Hanna. It's been great to learn about your artistic journey.
Thank you. It's been wonderful being on the podcast. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, we will do the showcase next. So yeah, we got one more segment. You're not leaving yet. Yeah. So this has been TELUS STORYHIVE on location in Fort McMurray at the King Street Theatre. I'm Michael Bartz. I make short films and podcasts about environmental sustainability. And this is my co-host,
Daniel J. Perryman, local theatre and filmmaker based in Lethbridge, Alberta, and this is
Hanna Fridhed, production manager of Swamp Rat Experience, a theatre company here in Fort McMurray.
We'll be right back.
1,
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 1, 1, 1.
Hey, nice.
Yeah.
Let's take a seat. It's very warm in here. You can't tell, but the lights are on, and I felt like we should just lean into it. Yes, welcome to TELUS STORYHIVE's On Location in Fort McMurray. We're at the King Street Theatre. My name is Daniel J. Perryman, local theatre and filmmaker.
And out of breath.
And out of breath. Based in Lethbridge, Alberta. And this is my co-host.
Michael Bartz. I make short films and podcasts about environmental sustainability. And this is...
Hanna Fridhed, the production manager of Swamp Rat Experience.
Yes. Thank you so much for your time and energy and bringing us into this space. It really means a lot to us.
Oh, thank you so much for coming. I find a lot of people outside of our region, and at one point, and a lot of people in the region actually, don't realize the arts community we have here. So I am always super happy to talk about it. Yeah. And especially when someone from out of town comes in and we get to show what we do here.
Yeah, and your personality shines through, throughout your intro icebreakers and your interview with Michael. It was awesome to see you. And,
so what you're saying is I'm never quiet.
No, not at all. And that's a good thing. We need people like you know? But yeah, this is your showcase segment. And so, yeah, there's like a bunch of stuff that you've done over the years. And so if we were to try and focus in on some of those, I think maybe if we just start with Swamp Rat. I know we have your logo that we can show people. And I'm just curious, what is the story behind the logo itself?
So, like I said, Swamp Rat was supposed to be this silly little thing that me and my partner did. And it all came about, the logo, the way it all happened was we were discussing the best and worst endings of different TV series. And he said, well, the best ending of any TV series ever is, of course, MASH. So I said, never seen it. And that had to be remedied. So we spent most of COVID just watching MASH, start to finish. And I have to agree, that ending was spectacular, absolutely amazing. But that's kind of how the Swamp all came to be. We have a very extensive collection of Hawaiian shirts between the two of us, including a robe, including little...
Is that from going on holiday or it just happens?
No, it's a little bit of both, a little bit of everything. And now it's just, I did perform a drag routine, the one and only drag routine I've ever done a couple years ago, where I was Hawk Tua instead of Hawkeye. Nice. And I started with, I think I had on 8 Hawaiian shirts and the robe. And then I did a drag striptease to Like a Surgeon by Weird Al.
Nice.
Yes.
That's amazing and a testament to your character and the energy you bring into the room. That's amazing. Yeah.
But that's why the logo has an Hawaiian shirt on. And his name is Winchester.
Winchester, which is a reference to...
Winchester in MASH.
In MASH.
Yes.
Awesome, awesome.
There's still some debate. I'm the only one who consistently calls him Winchester, and it hasn't quite caught on. I'm not giving up, though. He's obviously Winchester when you see him. See his little bowler hat?
Yeah.
But it's, in my mind, he's established as Winchester.
Nice.
Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah, if we were to dive into some of the shows that you've done, Hanna, I think we have some photos of, you did the play That Goes Wrong.
Yes.
And yeah, what was your role? What can you tell me about that piece? And when was it?
That was, goodness gracious, a couple years ago now. Was it already that long? Yeah, that was in, that was exactly 10 years after I did my first, almost to the day, 10 years after I did my first show at Keanu in 2014 in A Christmas Carol. I did Play That Goes Wrong with the same director. Those are the only 2 shows she has directed up here. And I was Inspector Carter. So one of the, I love that character. He is so full of himself. And if you don't know the play, it's this play within a play. And the director of the play also plays the lead of the play, obviously, and does so very poorly, but very seriously. And it was really beautiful to get to work with Jacqueline again, because she'd seen me in my very first, and now she got to come back a decade later, and kind of we got to work together with the decades of experience and having grown and learned things and tried things. And I did not walk out on stage and panic and go, which was really fun. And it's probably my favorite show that I've done ever. It was so much fun.
Yeah,
So much fun.
And tell me more about that process of working with Jacqueline.
So sorry, Jacqueline.
No, that's again, after that amount of time, and because you said that she focuses on clown especially.
Yeah,
and
she's a professional clown.
Okay, yeah.
If you ever get the chance to go and see any of her work, she does a lot of her original work, writes her own plays, and she does workshops. It's really fun. She's one of those, again, warm people. She really embodies this openness and sense of play and discovery. And the first time I worked with her, I couldn't really appreciate it. I didn't even realize that was something to appreciate until 10 years later. And it's with this magnificent group of actors. We had a lot of fun together in the room. This was Janessa and I's first time working together, and we again ended up in two similar roles. Like she played Robert, so we played off against each other quite a lot, which was so much fun. There's a sequence when our characters are stuck up on a platform that has halfway collapsed, and I am straddling a globe on wheels, trying to make it not fall off. I actually had bruises on my thighs. I bruised like a peach.
Okay.
I'm probably gonna have bruises from this chair. And there's another scene where an actor comes on with a dog that isn't there, and he's doing this. We all just kind of got on this journey of trying to outdo each other in silly accents and how big we could take our silly characters. And he comes on randomly doing a Scottish accent, and we're on this platform trying to remain in our pose, and the giggling starts, and one of us starts to giggle, and you can feel the whole platform just and then we start to giggle more because the platform is moving and we're just bouncing. Good thing we weren't in the light.
Yes.
But that was such a fun journey. And I have to say, I learned a lot the first time I worked with her. I learned even more the second time. And it was really fun.
Yeah, and then I'm just super curious about the physicality that you bring to your roles, and that you would have got to bring to that play and that role, especially it being a farce. And just, what do you get out of that? Or what did you get out of it with that specific show?
Oh, I'm a very physical actor. I talk with my hands. I have been asked before if I speak sign language, just because I talk so much. I don't, unfortunately. I've tried, but I couldn't focus and I got sidetracked.
Right.
But it's so fun to hone it, if that makes sense, and start, because with my very first show with Jacqueline, one of the exercises that has really just become embedded in my mind is she had us walk across the stage, and then as we're walking, she wanted us to incorporate a movement that resembled our character. And my movement was I did a little pirouette, because I figured, Belle and her dresses, and diddly-diddly-dee, so I did a little pirouette. And at the end of this exercise, she sat me down and she's like, I'm really intrigued by the choice you made. I thought that was really great. I'm like, oh, well, thank you. And she's like, yeah, the hands, like you were doing that. And I'm like, I was what? Yeah, you were like, Belle was doing the hands. I'm like, I do the hands? And at that point, I wasn't aware of my body enough to realize I was doing it. It was just what I always, I can't sit still, never could. But being able to use that and learn what happened and really harness a stillness that I don't have in me naturally of the hardest thing for an actor to do is just stand still and be quiet. So that's been really fun to explore and to choose when those big movements and have them actually mean a lot, because they are a decision. They're there for a reason. They're not just me talking because energy is bursting out everywhere, but it's the character with the choice, and that makes it more powerful and meaningful. And I just really enjoy that, being able to
contain it. Yeah, and the thing that stands out to me in there as well is also just having that outside eye to observe that and like be able to like help you notice that. And then you like snowball with it, and you have that momentum like of starting Swamp Rat again, and you're running down the hill, and it's just, but with your movement and your body and your focus and intention. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's really interesting.
I think that's what a good director does. Like they see those things that you don't. And then they know a good way of holding your hand,
Totally.
whether they like it or not.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, so you also, just interesting with working with Jacqueline there, we also have a picture from the second Christmas Carol that you did, which is like our fourth image, and that was in 2018, I believe?
Yes.
Yeah, and what can you tell me about that, the second time around?
Well, it was funny because there was a lot of us that was in A Christmas Carol back in 2014 that came back for the production in 2018, but all in like one roll up, so to speak. So in 2014, the man who played Mr. Cratchit, he was now Scrooge. First time around, I was Belle. Now I was Mrs. Cratchit. And I'm like, well, thanks. It's only been 4 years. Long 4 years, my friends. So, but it was really fun. It was interesting to see two different directors take on the same show, especially because we reused a lot of the same set pieces. I think the original vision was for it to become like a staple similar to the Christmas Carol down in Calgary, where it's the same every year. Right. It just didn't quite work here because we're such a small community. But it was quite fun to see how different the takes were and the things that were similar or almost the same. Yeah, you can never go into the same river twice. You can never do the same show, even if you had the exact same actors, directors, costumes.
Over 4 years, you're not the same people. So
Right.
yeah. Interesting. You're a different droplet coming out of the water.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I have to go back to the ensemble.
Yeah. I would be remiss if we didn't get to your website at all. So hopefully we can pull up your website. And I know the first thing on there that kind of stands out is some of your programming and the programs that you offer.
Yeah.
And so I'd love to just talk about some of those. I know that you have a Pride Cabaret coming up on June 27th.
Yeah.
It's right around the corner. What can you tell me about that event? Yeah.
Ooh, that actually came from Rent the first time. A little bit of a combination. I worked with Pride before starting with Big Brothers Big Sisters. And a way we wanted to engage new artists and people who, oh, I'm not an artist, I can't sing, I can't dance, I can't. Well, you can, maybe you don't do it very well, and that's fine.
Right.
That's what we practice.
Yeah.
I do not sing well, but I will do it happily. Anyway, so we invented this cabaret as a way of giving people an opportunity to go on stage to try it. And we did some workshops, and those who wanted to could come and join and actually learn like the 525,600 and learn that song and perform it at the cabaret. So it was, and it worked. We saw a lot of these people come out to auditions, but that's kind of where it started, trying to create space where it's okay to come and perform, even if, when selling tickets isn't the goal. Butts and seats are very nice, but the main goal is offering a platform for people to do things. And then it's kind of continued on that same trajectory.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. And so this will be the what iteration of it? Do you know? Off
The
top of
third.
Third.
Yes,
Okay,
we
awesome.
had a little break the summer after Rent because I was burnt out. I needed a break.
Yeah.
And I was also involved, like I said, with Pride at the time. So June was just, I can't do anything outside of work. But we kind of restarted that, and we do a few other similar cabarets that isn't necessarily Pride themed. We do, for Alberta Culture Days, we do something, it has a couple different names. Last year we called it Miscast Cabaret, where it's basically any song, any role, any mono, like anything you've ever wanted to play but you're never going to get cast in, come perform it. Shannon sang a beautiful version of Poor Unfortunate Souls, but rewrote it to be a Poor Unfortunate Roles,
Nice.
which was really fun.
Oh, sorry,
Yeah,
just
no,
to interrupt there. I just
Please do,
on
otherwise
that
I won't be
topic,
quiet.
something else I saw for your culture days, still
Yeah.
on that train though, was just the play in a day. And I was just so curious about that, and I feel like other theater people would be like, "What? You did what?"
It's so
So what could you
fun.
tell me about that piece?
So a play in a day, we're going into our 5th play in a day this September. And it started, we used to have an international film festival here in town, and like a film association. It's folded, it's no more, unfortunately, but they had the 48-hour film challenge. And that idea is always is kind of sat in the back of my mind, and I'm like, what a great way for the people that don't have the time and they don't know what they're doing, and what a great low barrier way of just engaging people, of doing the same but for theater. So what it is anyone can sign up as a group. If you want to do it as an individual artist, be my guest. Has to be family friendly, and can't be like, please don't use AI. And you can't use a script that's been published, etc. But you show up the day before. You are given, each group is given a mystery prop, a mystery costume piece, and then they all get the same theme. And then we shoo them out the door, and they have 24 hours to go home, write, direct, rehearse, and then come back and perform their piece. And it's so fun, so fun. I've seen some of my favorite performances in this town during a play in a day. You never know what you're going to get.
Yeah, and I'd be curious. Like, I know that we are at the kind of coming to the end of our time together, but just like, what have been some of the reactions to those, either from people involved in it or people who are able to see it?
We have some people that they come back every year, including one of the adjudicators who loves this event. I love this event. It's one of the ones I'm like holding on to. So this is my favorite little event. And we see some of the groups come back year after year just because they enjoy it so much. Like, they go home and they make a whole like sleepover thing of it. We have a family that tends to come back, which was so much fun a couple years ago, because they had everyone from like the itty bittiest, and then all of a sudden in the end, Grandpa comes out dressed as Jack Sparrow, and just
amazing.
It was beautiful, beautiful.
Nice. Oh, that's awesome. I'm sure we could talk about any and all of your programs and the things that you've been in endlessly. So that is the time that we have for this segment. So thank you again so much for your time and energy.
Thank you so much for having me. This has been so much fun.
Awesome. This has been TELUS Storyhives on location in Fort McMurray. We are at the King Street Theatre. I'm Daniel J. Perryman, local theatre and filmmaker based in Lethbridge, Alberta. This is my co-host,
Michael Bartz. I make short films and podcasts about environmental sustainability, and this is
Hanna Fridhed, the production manager of theatre company Swamp Rat Experience here in Fort McMurray Wood Buffalo, also known as Mr. Wayu.
Thank you so much for watching.